set. Funnily enough, we're getting on to Inferno, and Vitality will be starting off on CT side, which is what Australia started on as well. So there is a very, very real possibility that that can happen again. TYLOO here on T side, it's their own map choice, need to start off well.
Most definitely. Looks like a bit of banana presence. Actually, a lot of banana presence coming out from Team Vitality nice and early. There goes the flash, and here comes the contact. Nicely done from Shox to absolutely delete Freeman. That is going to be all a banana taking control of. There we go. Bentet will back away, and that is just TYLOO licking their wounds.
I mean, there's 4 players in banana there from Vitality that early in the round. I don't know whether that's a counter-strike or a strat or a read, or they've seen TYLOO doing something, but either way, Vitality had the perfect setup for what TYLOO was going to try and do there. Now they've rotated their way over to A. It's like they are watching the minimap just like us. And Summer gets a couple of good shots here to give TYLOO some degree of hope, but rotation's starting to come across from the rest of the Vitality boys. We'll need to be a little bit quicker here. Bentet gets the better of Alex, and well, now it's on to ZywOo alone against the 2 TYLOO players.
Bait his time as well.
Bentet has the bomb.
And that's going to be a huge concern, ZywOo! Oh, I wouldn't put it past him at that point. Summer with a 4K, though.
That's good.
Yeah, that's huge, considering it was a 3 versus 5. Vitality had everything they realistically needed. Obviously, you only have Apex sitting on that A site, the lone holder, the lone ranger, if you will. But the problem was, Vitality rotated pretty much instantly after finding those 2 picks. They didn't continue to press Bentet in toward T-spawn. So I definitely think that is a huge oversight on Team Vitality's side. And TYLOO can now start to make the indents that we are sure to see. We do see a buy, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a full buy from Vitality. So smoke grenades across the board. If they use these wisely, if they get the timing right, that's going to slow things down for TYLOO quite substantially. So we're a minute and a half left in the round. If they can hold on to these on the B bomb site, which I don't think they're going to be able to, Apex is going to have to chuck this one out as he starts to see that smoke come down. Although,
I like that.
He's still holding on to it.
Delaying it as long as he can so that that smoke will just start to dissipate, and by the time it does...
Wow. This is crazy how long he's being able to hold this smoke for. And TYLOO are doing nothing.
It's so gay. Like, that is so gamer. Like, he's literally made that work as an absolute treat.
Surely you've got to be throwing it down now.
I mean, he's still not throwing it. Yeah. There we go. So he's waiting for the contact from Coffin off the back of Shox. And now they're going to be able to play around this if they do wish to.
No rotation, though, coming across from the rest of Vitality. So while Vitality might have gamed pretty hard here with that smoke, and they still have another one, by the way, in the hands of Shox, which now gets thrown. They haven't called the rotation early enough, and it's 2 players still on the bomb site. That said, Apex gets the first. It's Freeman down. Can't get any more than that, though. And so, look, it was nice from Team Vitality. It was a little bit of a 500 IQ play, but end of the day, numbers advantage, guns advantage, the way of TYLOO is more than enough to get them into that site. Yeah,
if they do gamble there, they put the players over a little bit earlier. I mean, I still don't see a world in which you're winning that round, but you could definitely put a lot of pressure on them. And
damage.
Look, get some exit frags. Why not? That's Alex not being... Oh, no, he finally does find one. That's fortunate enough, I guess. 12 HP.
Might be able to keep Bentet on the side here? No, he can't.
No, they're going to back away completely. But Attacker, he's waiting in the back lines for a kill to come through. And TYLOO, well, that is, to be honest, a better start than what I was expecting.
Definitely. We can see some degree of the shakiness there, though, or maybe the experience more so being shown by Vitality. Even with the whole smoke thing, you can kind of see the fact that they don't really seem to fear too much from TYLOO, right? That could have been TYLOO running into the bomb site completely uncontested, no smoke at all, if they would have just done it off the back of the initial CT smoke.
Yeah.
So Vitality's not too concerned, obviously. They're not feeling too much under pressure. It's only a couple of rounds in. Not the end of the world, obviously.
Not at all. You're going to see an early Nana take again from TYLOO. Happy to keep that pressure on. I mean, at this point, just keep Vitality expecting you to take that Nana control early on. Maybe you're going to start to wear through their utility when we get to those buy rounds, right? Because now there's been a bit of a preset there for Vitality. Each round they know that at least there's going to be a bit of presence from TYLOO, regardless of how much it is. So whether they wish to take it on or not is another question altogether. But top mid looks to be the point of contact for now.
Big crossfire for Vitality, 3 players here, so hope to see that dispatched off nicely, and it won't be. It's TYLOO that get dispatched off. ZywOo gets both. Help out from RPK and Alex, and Shox has grabbed one over on B as well. He's got the AK, Can't quite get out of sandbags, but this is more than enough.
Certainly is. He wins that as well. Of course he does. Freeman now left in a 1v3. Probably not the player you would want in this situation.
So this is just, yeah, I mean, this is Astralis and Vici all over again, right?
Yep.
The local Chinese team getting off to a decent start, or at least being able to challenge, and then they lose a round which they should never lose. And all of a sudden, Vitality is going to just go on a steamroll here. Well, we wait and see. But if they can take these two guns through, probably even get a third. Where's RPK? He's on the bomb site. Oh, no, he's the one with the USP. Freeman's on 16 HP at least, though, for RPK, so he should be able to win this duel. He doesn't know that he's behind the fountain. Not sure. Flashbang goes through. So it will be 2 AK save through. Very nice flash, though, from Shoxy. Was it Shox? No, it was Apex.
Apex. Was Apex the player that threw that flash at top middle as well? I think he might have been. That's...
I think it was Alex.
Okay, well, I got a little bit too ambitious.
I mean,
there.
they're basically the same
A's,
name, right?
Yeah, A's and X's, that's the... Okay, literally one letter in between the names. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Swap out the L for a P and you've got yourself a 3 flashbang kill. For
we,
now...
We were talking about something similar with, like, imagine if you put RPK on a team with NBK, with CBBK.
Oh, I remember. I was
with
listening
QQ,
to that. Yeah,
with PTC.
yeah.
It's like, ugh.
That was the last time we cast together.
Yeah,
No, I do remember that. That would be quite painful.
Double up straight away for Vitality.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, they're not messing around here, are they?
No. No, and I think if you do look at a player like TYLOO on the AWP, it is going to be... Well, that's an interesting new line to hold. There we go. Shox eventually gets there. It's all fun and games, Elfish.
Not sure what's going on there. It's like a home security camera, just making sure no one's in the spawn.
TYLOO haven't really ventured too far. Shox misses. That interesting. Generally pick him to hit it. Attacker, though, they do look to put a bit of a presence toward top middle, but look at Vitality. 3 players on toward Diggity. This is going to be an absolute massacre as they come around. They can't deal with a different line. TYLOO and RPK clean on up with Apex watching their line. That is so strong and nicely done from Vitality.
That was like sexy. Give me a little bit more of that. I like to see that. They only lost the 1 player there, Vitality, and TYLOO are totally cooked now. The money is shot. They've lost a couple of rounds in a row. Vitality's starting to feel good. Take a look at the replay here. TYLOO hits 2 really nice shots. That second one was fantastic. And RPK just continues to hold down the trigger. I mean, that was just clean.
Just way too many lines to be trying to hold there. Yes, that is a massacre. And TYLOO spoke about licking their wounds not even 4 rounds ago, and now they're going to have to do the exact same. Looked like they were starting to gain a little bit of momentum. Vitality stop it in their tracks, and now they are in firm grasp of this game.
A lot of banana control here for Vitality as well, with Apex pushed all the way down to the cutout. Shox to keep an eye on things as well. I mean, it's just pistols here for TYLOO, but don't want to get too overzealous as Vitality. No peaks from Vitality just yet. I mean, what is TYLOO really even going to try and do here? It seems like they're just trying to wait and see if Vitality is going to make a bit of a risky push, do something a little bit silly that they can then punish and then pick up a gun and maybe work from there. But Vitality far too good. And Apex is going to clean up the first. Shox helped him out with the second and actually quite land the shot onto the third. So Shox under pressure here, but it's a good shot. So he missed one in the last round. Hits quite a few good ones there. Starting to ramp up pretty nicely with that second AWP.
And maybe they're not going to be able to hold on to it for much longer. If Summer manages to spray through the smoke there, it could mean disaster. But TYLOO through the half wall. Easy taking down Summer to 40 HP. And at this point, you just walk into your death. You got 2 players coming behind, 2 players in front. But I guess it could be a little bit of damage done to the economy of Vitality. I can't really sell it.
Grasping at straws a little bit.
I can't. I really can't spin that the way I wanted to.
I'm definitely not picking up what you're putting down there.
I mean, Shox, if I'm being completely honest, Shox read that just gorgeously.
Yeah, like a book.
Just waits for that first player to jump across, knows that that secondary player is waiting for that bait, and bada bim, bada boom. Forget about it, because you are well and truly dead. And TYLOO, they are missing quite a lot of utility in this round. But they have exactly what they need.
What is that? A dead player?
A dead player. It literally came through as I was saying it's not good enough, Alfish.
Yeah, ZywOo hasn't really been unleashed just yet for Vitality. It's been Shox that's been doing the majority of the damage with the AWP. But if you're going to continue to see those opening duels go the way of ZywOo, I mean, the job gets even way more difficult for TYLOO than it already is.
Yep.
I mean, you say the utility bet lacking here for TYLOO, and yeah, this will be a rough one. They don't have too much control. Starting to make their way out of brackets now.
Jeez.
Perfect timing on the grenade there. Chunks attacker down 52 HP off that one grenade. I mean, he's got full head armor as well. You really can't ask for much more there.
Oh, ZywOo, that's going to allow Alex to come through. Attacker was too laser focused on that AWP shot coming through from ZywOo. Maybe even thought to go through himself, but it's not going to happen. This is just looking very sharp for Vitality, locking it down. The actually Molly is going to force out Bentet. The second's there as well. My God, this is a massacre.
Yeah, that's just a little bit too good from Vitality. TYLOO are not getting anything on the board. It feels as though we're watching the same game as we did on Inferno earlier today, with Astralis really picking apart Vici. Vici were only able to get 3 rounds on their first half. I mean, at the moment, TYLOO, I'd say, are on track to do a little better than that.
Oh. Play with fire, you're going to get burnt. Somebody waits for the players to get aggressive, but with 5 seconds left, they are 100% hunting this. He is not getting away, not a chance. Apex is literally just baiting for RPK at this point. Oh. You can kill him, but it doesn't make a difference, because guess what? See you later, money.
It's after time as well, like $650 here for somebody. That's just another little thing that, like, you can't allow to happen as TYLOO. So Vitality get another incremental victory. You know, it's not like that's gonna win them the match, but
no.
You keep adding these tiny little things, and eventually they snowball into something quite a bit larger. TYLOO now, with a tactical pause, have a lot of thinking to do as to whether or not they want to buy in or not. Summer's bought in. Are the rest of the team going to buy in? What does somebody get in this situation? Armor? He just gets armor? Or, like, not even head armor? You know? Surely not. Like, I think Summer's misbought here.
I was going to say, that has to be, right?
I don't think the rest of the team wants to buy.
So this is a real concern
it's a big
for
problem.
TYLOO.
Yeah. Just goes back into what we've been talking about for, again, the better part of 12 months, 6 months even, where they just don't seem to have that same X factor that they used to. The communication's not there, or I don't know, the team just is not meshing quite as well as it used to.
Yeah, like I feel like if you're going to accidentally buy, right?
Yeah.
Like an MP7, yeah, sure, that happens, but you know, just get Bentet to pick up a flash or something. Give yourself something to fight with. You know, you're versing 2 AWPs that are holding down the line of Banana and Mid.
Yeah.
The chances you're going to get up close and personal, apart from in apps, is very minimal, and that's exactly what TYLOO have to do.
Yeah, good luck with this by TYLOO. That's all I got to say. I think you're 100% spot on with the utility discussion. There's just nothing there for TYLOO.
No.
Like, how do you close these angles? Maybe you come screaming around the corner here and deal with Apex in jungle, in Arch. You know, like if you strafe run around the corner there, and ZywOo misses his shot, and then you can deal with one player. But like, then you have to make the run into pit, and RPK's got an AK. I just don't see this working at all for TYLOO. They're going to have to try peek the site. All the counter utility is coming out for Vitality right now, and there's just nothing that TYLOO can do about it. Now we're going to set ourselves up with a smoke on Graveyard. And okay, one player's gone down here for TYLOO, but that is going to be all that it is. If Vitality get out of there with 4 alive, that's a terrible round.
Yeah, that's so, you know, a misbuy is a misbuy. Sometimes you can't help it, right? Sometimes it just happens, and that's perfectly fine. Make the best out of it. You know, make hay while the sun shines. I think right then and there, well, no, not even right then and there. If you're looking at the way Vitality is setting up this defense, right, they get Banana control early. They have literally left Shox to his own device 3 times now with that AWP, and he hasn't been contested. TYLOO are not interested in trying to fight that AWP early, and what happens is 4 players on that A site. You had 2 across toward jungle and 2 pit Graveyard. Like, it's just not, it's not what TYLOO need right now.
It would have been a miracle if TYLOO win that round. They are starting to get some control of Banana here from Vitality, but now comes the counter utility out from Vitality. They're going to smoke off at Sandbags, get the molly in to Car, and the HE nades go through as well. Doesn't actually seem to have done too much damage to TYLOO. So that's, I guess you could consider a small win for TYLOO. What do they do with it, though? Not so sure. As Shock spots the player backing down Banana.
Yeah.
What kind of information does that give Vitality? Are they going to send an extra floater across to A?
You watch the re-aggress here from Shocks over on B if you wanted to. You know, like, he's going to go ahead and peek down the line. He's already getting so much information. Jordan, they're going to go and send that player there again.
Yeah, and why not? 54 seconds into the round, though, there's still an opportunity for TYLOO to make their way back here to B. Somebody cops a shot through the wall down to 1 HP. And so that does keep TYLOO with 2 players on that B bomb site. Vitality now only 3 on A. So that might have worked out in their favor, actually. But TYLOO need to explode now. They need to do something, and they need to do it fast.
Yeah, so
They're stuck behind the smoke.
I mean,
And
look,
flash now.
at least we're not seeing what we used to see, which is just going straight through smoke with no utility and just hoping it catches a team off.
Either way, they're pushing into the site now with less than 20 seconds by the time they actually start this execute, which means if you make one mistake, you're done. TYLOO have rotated an extra player, or forced an extra rotator across to B, which means Vitality only has 2 here. Maybe a chance now for TYLOO.
TYLOO needs to step up. Ben Tet's actually doing an okay job. They're going to be able to get the bomb down here. How have they made this work? Only just. Ben Tet has absolutely popped off. One of the players that we know, generally speaking, TYLOO can rely on. They've been able to do so in this round. Jordan, there was nothing that he could have dealt with there. There was literally no utility left. They had one Molotov. That was in pit. And he still makes it work. So, you know, we were talking about individual performances. The fact that TYLOO are going to need someone to step up here. Ben Tet might just be that player.
I mean, yeah, he has been in the past, hasn't he? I'm not sure why Vitality rotated that extra player over to B. I mean, they actually had a smoke down for TYLOO in Banana. They had the 2 players already on B, so they float an extra guy across. There was no utility coming through from TYLOO. There was no player over there trying to cause a fake. It was just a read from Vitality, and they got it wrong.
Well, it's much better from TYLOO. This time they actually put a fair bit of attention. Yeah, sure, somebody gets taken down to 1 HP, but at the end of the day, he's still alive. He throws the smoke towards CT, and it just creates doubt for Vitality. It's much better than what we saw the round before, regardless of whether it was a buy or not.
Yeah.
There was no presence there. There was no pressure, and we saw that, I believe, in the first buy round as well. So, you know, it's the adaptations that TYLOO bring that might actually give them a chance in this, a fighting chance. That's a nice nade over the top, down to half HP.
Double nade.
Is it double?
It was a double nade, yep. Still quite a bit of money there for Shocks. Oh, that was close. Incendiary does come through. Ben Tet cops a frag grenade. Is Shocks going to continue with the aggression here? Sounds like he
I swear
hit
he hit
someone
something,
there, but
right?
I guess
Okay.
not. Freeman copped a bit of a bullet there, but Shocks was on the reload. Apex, though, able to trade back down onto Ben Tet. Now, it's still 2 players on this B bomb side, and this is where that extra float across is going to help Vitality out. Not sure that they're going to check Alex here. If they do, it might be too little too late. Yeah, Freeman, just absolutely no idea, so he's going to continue to peek here, and Alex gets 2, 3, in fact, for the man, as Vitality, and really, just Alex, shut the B bomb site door closed.
Smart. At least he finds one. No consolation to take away from that round. But, I mean, Vitality, they play that so nicely there. They actually stack that site early on, and they don't just throw that nade and back away, right? They actually hold that line. Shock stays aggressive on Banana. He actually re-aggresses into Banana after that initial nade and just gets so much information. Sure, he goes down, but then Apex is just there to get the information. And the second that they put all their attention across toward Graveyard, I guess they just expect the site to be free. And Alex, how's that for open arms? Nice big bear hug, but this time Vitality, they might be able to put a little bit more utility down toward Banana.
Oh, so far they have not elected to. This could really catch TYLOO off as well. If they push their way up to sandbags, a few nades or Molotovs come through in their direction, that'll be a fair chunk of damage. Smoke does go down in mid for Vitality, which means TYLOO is not going to be pushing up into brackets anytime soon. Bit more of a passive game, or at least round from Vitality here.
Yep.
You know, they're not trying to contest sandbags quite so much. They're a little bit more content to sit back in the B bomb site. 2 stacked over towards cutout. The boost will come across here for ZywOo.
Jeez. That's just so much information, Jordan.
Oh, might be a kill as well. Freeman should have been spotted here, or will in a moment. There we go. That'll be it for ZywOo. 1 on the board.
I must admit, TYLOO have done a decent job of holding the Banana control for the better part of 2 or 3 rounds now. They've at least kept Vitality playing a little bit more defensive, but the biggest concern's always going to be it's not working. Nothing that they've been able to realistically throw toward the CT side has really thrown them off that much.
Smoke grenade starting to come across, but look at the utility that's still available here for TYLOO. An incendiary nade comes out early, and Vitality are going to force TYLOO to just run through it. There's no time left. Big spray comes across from Alex and Apex, and it's not going perfectly for Vitality here, but nonetheless, they get the round on the board. They keep 3 guns alive. They build up their economy, and they're up to 7 and 3 now.
Just see the protocol coming through for Vitality on the CT side. They wait for the smokes to come out. Like, they literally wait to hear the smokes being thrown, and that Molotov is almost instant the second that smoke blooms. You pretty much isolate that one member trying to make something work by maybe sneaking his way through CT smoke, but at that point, there's too many players there to deal with. Vitality are leaps and bounds ahead. They are opening the book to page 70.
Okay.
And just reading completely.
That was an interesting one.
You don't like that one?
I mean, I don't really get it. I kind of do. I get kind of where you're coming from.
Just going straight to page 70.
Why would you want to go to page 70 though?
Because they don't need the intro.
It's like, I guess
they've literally just read them.
Yeah. You chose 70, right? Because of 70% of rounds have gone their way. See, I picked up on that.
Thank you.
But I feel like the analogy would have been better if you just said they went to the final chapter to see how it all worked out. Because
That's very true.
They're really just skipping to the end of this map, right?
Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that one.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Well, it's a work in progress, right? That's our job.
Yeah.
Well, actually, our job's to be ready, but who knows?
Don't worry about it. Vitality have forced TYLOO back to what would kind of be considered an eco. Like, this is a bit more of a pistol half-buy. But realistically speaking, it's nothing for TYLOO to work with. They do have some utility at least, but when they've had the guns and the utility, they haven't been able to do anything. So what's to imagine that when they don't have the guns and have the utility, that they're going to be able to get too much? I don't really think that there is much of a chance. Still, TYLOO might surprise us, as sometimes we see when the pistols come out. Bit of a execute onto the A side. I haven't seen this so far just yet. Neither has Vitality, so we'll see what they can do to answer it. ZywOo gets 1. RPK saw a player jumping into pit, so rotates his position accordingly. But ZywOo still out high and dry on the bomb site, trusting those smokes to keep him safe as he continues the push toward Diggity. This is a huge balls play from ZywOo. Look at this. RPK in Graveyard needs a bit of help out, though, and it's actually a bit messy. I think that's probably what TYLOO wants. They want to bring Vitality back down to their level, and they've done that. They've gotten the bomb down. It's a 2v2 now.
Shock's already made his way on toward the site. Pentet not going to be able to get anything done from Pit with a P250. So once again, Vitality make it work. Look, I like it from TYLOO.
Yeah.
We're seeing something. We're seeing some small changes, some strats come through. That's, you know, I think even there, I think there was a smoke just a little awry toward the left, meaning there was a gap. There was so much information for them to learn, 2 players in Pit at the very least. But, you know, like you said, chaos, right?
Definitely don't mind what I'm seeing from TYLOO. It's just that it's not really working. You know, like we're at least seeing TYLOO change things up, try something a bit different, which we didn't really get to see from Vici. So TYLOO's doing their best, but they're just a little bit outclassed and outmatched here by Vitality.
Yep. It's just not like to be honest, it's a lot better than what we're used to seeing from a lot of the Asian teams, which really is just very chaotic and a lot of dry peeking, a lot of early contact. TYLOO have changed it up completely here. They've been happy to play the slower rounds. A lot of utility being burnt from Vitality to take the Nana control. They don't have that AWP to sit there at the moment either. That's across toward A. So if they're to hold it, they're to hold it for information, which they're going to do. And they're actually going to send Shocks down a little bit earlier. So onto the A site for TYLOO. Well, let's hope they can make it work.
Look at the big rotation coming across from Vitality as well. Apex is literally just sending it over to their A bomb site. He's gotten into the cutout as well. This is going to be terrible for TYLOO. The crossfire has been established, and Apex, well, it's a bit of a messy spray, but he's got the job done there, and so is Team Vitality. 3 guns alive. It's more than enough. And as soon as you see that player getting across outside of Arch, before TYLOO makes their entry out of brackets, you know that the round is over.
I think like that time is exactly what we were talking about earlier in this half, where TYLOO just, you know, negate the attention toward the banana. Shocks is allowed to. Shocks was literally pushing halfway down Nana past half wall to get the information. At that point, TYLOO were pretty much caught in a rock and a hard place with 4 players on that A site. And sure, from there, Vitality, they do some nice work, some sneaky little plays, but I feel like there's a lot of attention being thrown there. This is a lot more explosive. Somebody's going to push directly up toward top middle, chase back, and just not make it in time. Alex will be able to hold for a safer moment, but hang on, what? Oh no! That's their own team!
That is so confusing. Alex is going to survive. Yes, he gets back into the bomb site. TYLOO just getting a little bit lost in the smoke there, and ZywOo and Apex will finish the job. Vitality's up to 10. That's a messy round. God.
I'm still not sure what happened there.
Yeah, neither am I. I mean, it seems like now TYLOO is sort of out of ideas. If they're going to do that, just doesn't seem like it's falling into place for TYLOO. Even though, you know, I'll give them credit for what they have been doing, just not enough. I think they do need to look a little bit more towards Banana, you know, that they're not really taking any control of Banana when they're going into the A bomb site, which is why Vitality's been able to continually rotate that 4th player over to A. So if you're going to go A, TYLOO needs to take some control, at least of sandbags or something. Just make it a bit more pressure for Team Vitality on B.
You saw that round where somebody threw the smoke literally towards CT and just held top Nana. Sorry, Alex being quite rude and interrupting my point. I apologize. Apex as well. He's looking to get in on the action. They'll back away, but like I was saying, TYLOO, all they're going to do is keep a little bit of attention in toward Banana, so Vitality don't just have the free read, Jordan. You were talking about that. We saw it probably about 10 rounds ago now, and it worked an absolute charm.
Yeah, it's working a little bit better here, though Vitality have managed to get a player across to the sandbag. Somebody not aware of it. Great shot hit, though, by Freeman, and he needed the headshot there as well because he was 19 HP. Team Vitality now have to rotate those extra players over toward B, but it does seem as though TYLOO are going to commit to this. A bit of work to be done there by Alex, who will dispatch of Freeman. The rotation was coming across from Apex, but he decides to go back, and now Bentet wins the aim duel against Alex. That opens up the bomb site. But the Sharks are circling. ZywOo is one of them. Summer has ended. Move into a 3v2 now. TYLOO with 2 players on the bomb site. Bentet, a couple of flashbangs to play with here. But so too does Vitality have flashes to work with. Have to get a bit of a wriggle on. Looks like we may have disconnected. Hopefully that's the Go TV, not the server.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
You really do.
Happens.
But that time, Jordan, a lot better.
Well,
a lot better from TYLOO.
Just going to have to go and have a look and see how this round is going.
You can scoreboard cast on a live broadcast.
Yeah. 10-3 is
the way it is now.
The way it is right now. I think HLTV is actually just a little bit behind what we're seeing. Or what is going on? Oh.
Nice. We love to see it, don't you?
Something's gone wrong. Don't know what. Anyway,
that's interesting.
I'll try and keep everyone updated as I keep an eye on the scoreboard here. I mean, this has gone pretty well for Vitality. Like, even if they don't win that round, if it goes 10-4, you're probably still pretty happy with how that half has gone. You know, you can still get to 11, even if you don't. 10-5, CT side of Inferno. Bob's your uncle. I don't know if he is, but...
Well, Bob's me, so...
That's true.
Actually, Bob was my pop, so there you go.
Bob's your dad.
There we go. Bob's my dad's dad.
Oh.
And you've got it smack bang on the money, but... by the way, I did sneakily get your reference with Summer. It took me a second. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I was sort of thinking about like tying it in with like a winter is coming joke, but I was like, oh, that's old news. No one likes Game of Thrones anymore.
No, they messed that up royally. Let's be completely honest there. We're not here to be critics of TV shows. We're here to give you the hot fire action of TYLOO and Vitality.
We could be critics of TV shows because there's no Counter-Strike to watch right now.
This is very true. This is very true, and we have absolutely no idea whether it's going to continue or not. Which is you're not getting updates. So
I'm not.
I guess this just turns into a full podcast mode at this point because for Vitality, there has been little to nothing that they have needed to change. You know, TYLOO have changed quite a few times on that attacking side. We saw slower plays, faster plays, and didn't make a difference.
I mean, TYLOO have sort of thrown everything at the wall. and not a whole lot has stuck, unfortunately.
No.
1 or 2 rounds, yeah, maybe, but realistically speaking, we're not seeing enough from TYLOO. The entries are not really being hit by them. They do seem to have some pretty decent post plans. Like, if they can get the bomb down, they are in with a chance when they get that.
Yep.
But how often have they actually been able to get the bomb plant down? I'd say twice.
Yeah, I feel like
2 or
there's
3
only
times.
been an occasional post plant.
So it's been a little bit rough for TYLOO in the grand scheme of things, which was to be expected. Vitality is a very good team.
Yeah, and that's, we were echoing this in the pre-game, Jordan, that it was not going to be an easy game. It was not going to be a pretty game either. It was going to be anything but that. It was literally just going to be carnage and a massacre. And I think pretty much for the most part, the predictions have come right. I actually think that TYLOO are playing better than what I expected, if I am being completely honest.
Maybe.
In terms of play style,
I suppose,
maybe.
yeah. No, I would actually have to agree, I think. I think they are looking better in the server than what I expected them to.
Yeah.
But it's just not translating into rounds, which I guess is fair enough, right? If they're playing against a team like Vitality, you're not necessarily expecting to get too many rounds. What I am seeing from them, though, is at least kind of not giving me hope, because I still don't have any hope. I still reckon they're going to get banged out of this tournament without winning a series.
Yes.
But they're showing some tendency to at least change things up, think about the game. If someone starts firing, somebody, Bentet, anyone.
I feel like it's those two.
It's those two, but anyone on that roster could. Then maybe we see a map snuck here or there. Maybe not against Vitality. I think if they're going to do it against anyone in this group, I'd say FaZe might be a chance. Even though FaZe
that's rough, isn't it? This
in
group
good form, but they have been a little bit rougher of late.
Yep.
So either way, we'll take a few look at some replays. I don't know what's going on still.
I mean,
we're about as in the dark as you guys are.
It's quite literally you just have to turn to podcast mode at a certain point. And I felt like whenever I feel like I never really see that happen with CS. I don't really see server crashes to that extent. So I kind of just play along and hope for the best. But while we're on the topic of hoping for the best, CSGO, please, will you fix the SG? Just please. There have been too many complaints at this point. There are too many arguments for. There are not enough against. I don't think there's one person in CSGO right now that wants to keep the SG in its current meta.
No. Look, it's definitely something different. So from a viewership perspective, maybe it's a welcome change for a little while, but it seems like that has sort of worn off now, I suppose. Either way, guys, I have a little bit of an update for you. Everything's cooked. I mean, we all sort of knew that was going to happen. We knew what that was going to be, but everything's cooked. So I believe the servers themselves are like, the game's not currently going, is basically what I'm getting at.
Okay.
As far as I understand. It wasn't necessarily at GoTV. I think it was the server as a whole. I don't know where we're at as far as getting back into the game, if we're going to get into the game shortly, or if we're going to have a break, just to keep you guys in the discussion and keep you guys in the loop. That's where we're at right now. So we're waiting for updates. Obviously, we're here in Sydney, in the studio in Australia, and we're doing this from Beijing. So we're waiting for Beijing to tell us what's going on, and then we'll tell you what's going on. For now, you just get to watch us, unfortunately. If there's anything you'd like us to discuss, do let us know. I'm sure we've... Maybe not anything. I'm pretty open to a lot of topics,
there's a couple of borderlines.
Yeah.
There's lines you don't cross. I mean, that's just human nature, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the song Human Nature.
If you want to get involved in the conversation, hashtag IEM. That's where you can find us. My Twitter is Elfish Guy. Your Twitter is Manic Monday.
Yep.
So you can tweet at us. Or tweet at IEM Sydney or IEM Beijing. You know, it just rolls off the tongue.
Huh? It really does. It really does.
IEM, hashtag IEM, at IEM, or I think it's at Intel Extreme Masters. Either way, it doesn't really matter. You'll figure it out. You'll find it. Let us know what's going on in your world, because we've talked enough about our world.
Yeah. I feel like that's all we ever do is talk about our world. Unfortunately, it's one of the many pains of being a commentator, and sometimes you are left in the dark, and so we just get to turn into opinion mode, and it's never a good thing because people don't like it.
We've got a friend in chat that wants to know. He's got a question. It's Mac Mate. I don't know if you've heard of that guy before. Never really heard of him, but he does have a little tick in the chat. So he wants to know if you shaved your mo or if that's just how much it's grown.
Can we get a real close-up of this? Because it's really, like, It's really bad. So for those of you that don't actually know, of course, it is Movember. We are partaking in it. I know you wouldn't think that I'm partaking in it. It is really small right now. Just because I'm not Mac and I don't have a bloody handlebar mustache by the third day doesn't mean I'm not doing it.
Look, mate, I'm not having any problems either, so I think it's
yeah,
just
but I don't even. Yours looks like carpet. I don't believe.
Just wait
that's
until it
real.
gets longer. No, it's real. I legitimately haven't done anything to it. I haven't coloured it in with makeup or mascara. I know you do that.
Yeah, I do sometimes with the beard because, you know, it can get patchy, see?
Someone said to talk about hot dogs. So what's your opinion on hot dogs?
All right, I had this,
Oh,
actually,
we've got a
no,
story.
we had this discussion at AUNZ, if you remember, and
Sure.
Danny asked me about
Yeah.
sausages, and I said, you have to, doesn't matter whether you have your tomato sauce in the fridge, the cupboard, if you have it in the fridge, you're a weirdo, but
Yep.
as you spread the tomato sauce, you need to make sure that you give it a spiral so that it goes down the cracks rather than just on top. Like, you've got to be able to get the tomato sauce all over the sausage. Do we have any other topics? Because that's pretty much dry for me.
Nope. Most people are just laughing at you doing the mustache thing.
Yes,
I have
the
been told we can
mustache.
go to a break, Rob. I think that probably is the best idea.
Yep.
As much fun as I'm having with everyone in the chat, I'm going to call it for now. Again, no direct update as to when we're going to get back here into game, hoping that everything's okay in China. We'll be back as soon as possible, but for now, time for us to take a quick break. So don't go too far. Do a wee, grab some food, do what you need to do. This is your chance. Come back when the game starts. We'll see you there.
Hansel's strength, I think he know what he wants and he pursue it until he got it.
We can expect more from him because he always loved Counter-Strike.
I think he is the best Counter-Strike player in Asia and in the world for me as his friend. I think he is the best player in the world.
So this is it. This is where it all started. The great business of DHL.
You remember when we still use these?
We have all come a long way since then.
Hey, Effie, my little buddy. We got a special job for you. And this is only the beginning.
This is game fuel. It's domination in a can. Tastes like losing. lose our tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
IEM Beijing. Check out the mad lads driving around the streets of China. That guy on the bike is absolutely sending it. Now, I'm told that we're going to go back into game, which it looks like we are. That's really good, Rob, because I thought we were going to be having a bit of a longer pause. Seems as though the first half has indeed ended, and that was 11-4 for Vitality. So we can only assume that they won the round that they were playing when we disconnected, and whatever else happened, then they won the following round as well. So all good in the hood for Vitality. Bit of a struggle now for TYLOO.
Definitely so. Mountain to climb, all of the added pressure that they're going to have from that first half not being exactly the way they might have wanted it. And again, I do want to touch on the fact that they looked pretty good in that first half. So, well, pretty good considering.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
for what we expected to see. It's looked pretty good. So now we are going to see the slow progression through toward top of second mid and control being taken. They're being very careful in the fact that TYLOO might have been pushing in toward. Oh, okay. So that's not going to make any noise.
Huh.
Ah, and they made noise.
Huh. Someone's dropped the ball there. I don't know that it matters too much. TYLOO were not really in apartments, so Vitality, I think, more or less have kind of achieved what they wanted to as the smoke now comes through onto the A site itself. Should be an explosion out here with everyone focusing their attention onto pit. No need to look at sight because of the smoke there, but Attacker! Oh my word, he just gets them all. And then Freeman and somebody get the other couple. Wow.
How did he do that?
That was over pretty quick. That's pretty good.
I mean, that smoke landed so much slower than what I expected it to. It was like a slow waterfall, but this is just nasty. Oh my god.
Is 1 HP as well.
I hate to see it.
So that's both the pistols the way of TYLOO. Still down 11-5. Not going to be too fun for them. Pistols have been purchased here by Vitality though. And armor. As I was just hung on to a little bit more gold. Obviously looking for the AWP later on down the track. But here, I don't think I want to see TYLOO resting on their laurels too much.
No.
Definitely more work to be done.
Looks like TYLOO might be making first point of contact. I don't think he's been able to see Attacker there at all, so Attacker's gone unnoticed for the most part. That Molotov will be free and toward pit to ensure that it is clear.
It's a fake over towards A. It's actually drawing the rotation. This is very smart from Vitality. If they make their way up Banana right now, they might actually get into that B bomb site, but they decide not to go through the incendiary. Bentek gets it down just in time. I think that could have been a big problem for TYLOO if they would have gone through, but then we see them jumping through the smoke. Bentet's prepared for it, however, they have allowed a player across onto the site. It's not the guy with the bomb, and ZywOo has a big job to do. Catching this rotator, if he can, would be massive.
It's huge. Alex can just sit there and play as the baitsman and just ensure that they don't push back around. ZywOo, he might be able to stop this entire thing. It depends, because that positioning from Summer is mighty awkward, and Attacker gets the timing of a lifetime. However, the bomb will go down, so it's not all bad news here for... Okay,
Deagle Magic.
He does get it down.
Deagle Magic.
That was very nice crosshair, if I'm being completely honest, but, you know, CSGO.
No Deagle Magic. Sadly.
Not this time, Elfish.
TYLOO up to 6. Not really what Vitality was looking for out of that round, I don't think. They could have had a little bit more, but they still got the bomb down. They got a couple of guns. It's definitely not a terrible round there for Vitality. Going to save this one out. Just a smoke and a flash invested in. Yeah, a few deagles again. So maybe Vitality feel like they have a second chance, a second crack at what they were trying to do in the last round. A bit harder this time though. TYLOO's got 4 rifles instead of just 2.
Wow.
Those chickens definitely have something to say about it as well.
You can have your rifle, but if they have their Huandigs with them, who will stop them?
The chickens.
The chickens might well and truly stop them here. But it is TYLOO that's going to have to. A couple of premeditated sprees coming through. RPK's made it on the other side without realistically being noticed. Somebody will make it back around the corner nice and safe and sound. Back toward the home side of B. However, RPK, that's what we're talking about. You need to be careful at this point if you are that last player of Ben Tet on the B side. If they can find the kill, it might open things up.
Pop flash does come through for TYLOO. Summer just helping his buddy out. Back towards the A bomb site now for Vitality. And Attacker really is the only point of contact that they have to deal with right now, flashing him off the line, and they would have definitely spotted him there. Shocks, wow, chases him down. He's a speed demon. And now Freeman just gets cleaned up by ZywOo. TYLOO is not feeling too comfy after that.
ZywOo deletes TYLOO.
Couple of holes in the head.
Bloody hell, that was a little bit mean. I mean, if anyone actually noticed, ZywOo was literally just legging it left, right.
Yeah.
And still hit that shot in the end, so that's going to be a tad tilting for TYLOO, but at the same time, they do crumble. That's quite a hefty mistake, and Jordan, you said that they're going to be reattempting that previous round, this time a lot more successful.
It's ironic that TYLOO ends up in construction there as well, because it is essentially a church now. And Bentet was like basically standing in front of where the altar would be, just standing still for a moment, so I sort of thought, he must be praying, you know, praying for a miracle here. Because I think that's where TYLOO's at right now. 12-6, and you haven't even got to the first gun round of the second half for TYLOO before they drop the round.
Yep. To pistols.
You know, and that's not what you want on your CT side. Obviously, thank you, Captain Obvious, but like, TYLOO, you've got both the pistols, haven't really taken advantage of that. Your money's not good now on the CT side here of Inferno.
Yep.
If there was ever a world that you were going to win this match, this map even, it would be getting both of the pistols, taking advantage of them, probably getting the first gun round in both halves, and really stringing Vitality along, but that is not at all what has occurred. Vitality are back into this easily, even before it kind of got out of hand, which it never was close to, but...
I mean, if you told me that TYLOO won both pistol rounds, I'd tell you you're barking mad, because right now it's very much looking like the opposite of that. So, you know, that is a nice bit of utility being thrown down. However, RPK still manages to shut down Bentet, who must have swung incredibly wide to try and take that fight. RPK can't get enough done. Now somebody's nice and close on the corner. He might get a little bit of a jump on the first player, but that's all it's going to be, a dink. And pretty much done and dusted from there. It is now a 4v3, however.
Someone with the M4 on the B bomb site could still make some magic happen if Vitality end up going in that direction. However, it does seem pretty obvious that Vitality at this point should be going toward A, and now they are going to recognize that as well. Alex gets a bit eager to try and hunt down the rifle, and will be punished for it. So that's an SG actually here for TYLOO, and another fella goes on the way. I don't know that you want to be doing this, Vitality, right? The bomb's not even planted just yet. Let's say ZywOo walks in here and dies to Summer as well. How much more do you want to let slip? Money's not that good for Vitality right now.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
All right, well, that helps.
That helps a large pull. Oh, wow. Nicely played from ZywOo, and Summer just walks directly into his position.
It did look like they were going to run hell for leather there, Vitality, but they work things out in the end. So it's all good. Not too over-eager. 13 to 6, though. Seems like the map may be coming to a close sooner rather than later.
Jeez, 3 SMGs for TYLOO.
I mean, their money's just terrible, isn't it?
Look, at this point, you probably do want utility for the places like Banana to try and slow down either that push early on from Team Vitality, but with 2 rifles, right, unless you do have one playing aggressive and trying to support that SMG over toward Sandbags, he's just all on his own there.
Well, both the rifles are on the A bomb site, so that's not going to help out B at all. Vitality certainly are probing that area of the map. Molotovs coming through from them now. Flashbangs starting to push players off of Sandbags, and well, they've certainly pushed Bentet off. He's dead. Shox will creep his way out from carpets, perhaps, to just continue a bit of pressure into the A site. But I think, judging from what I'm seeing at the moment, B bomb site does look like it is under a lot of contest from Vitality at the moment.
Probably scoped in position of Shox, actually. Not really winning that duel out with an MP7 on the other side. So Vitality had done a good job of actually holding the aggressive lines, but maybe if somebody wins that, you start to have a little bit of a little bit more hope rather, but still, maybe Attacker can make this work. Nope, ZywOo making quick work of the member in toward Library. Summer's going to make his way around. Another dig. All 4 players are low here, mate.
Yeah, this is not looking good. Summer out from Library. I mean, Vitality's just running around. And TYLOO have gotten the freest 2 kills of their life. Might still be able to win the round now off the back of this. Time is of the essence, of course, and Alex has to get the bomb. Summer's in the perfect position. That's the round over. How has that happened?
Man, bam, thank you, ma'am. How many times have we seen TYLOO in this match already? One of their individual players stepping up with a 4K in an important round. I feel like we've seen at least 3 of these kind of rounds where one of their players has stepped up. So they are, you know, you don't want to say that they're leaning in toward that kind of a favor where they are hoping for an individual point of brilliance, but it certainly feels like it. A 2 versus 4, Jordan. Massacred.
Yeah. Vitality will be kicking themselves a little bit for letting that happen. It hasn't been the worst result, though. I mean, TYLOO did only have 2 guns saved through there, so their money's still in a bit of trouble. Vitality have enough money to buy through. So we're kind of back to square one again. We're kind of back to the same situation as we were in the last round. It's just taken another couple of minutes to get there. Vitality won't be feeling too disappointed at the moment if they can make amends for what happened last round. If they let it happen again, that's going to be a big problem. And, well, speaking of problems, Bentet definitely has one of them now. Oh, he has to go forward here now, somebody. Vitality would have heard that.
Yep. He's bought a bit of time with that Molotov, obviously. And here comes another to actually burn RPK down quite expensively. Somebody's going to play just on the other side of half. Wall makes mincemeat of the 2 Vitality players coming around the corner. Smoke will deploy as well. even more time bought here for TYLOO.
How has that happened?
You know what? At this point, Jordan, just stick on the SMGs.
Yeah, it seems that way, hey. Somebody almost goes down trying to collect the rifle, but he does get it. Someone's floating back to A. Where is Team Vitality floating to, though? That's the major question. The million-dollar question.
Sure, that's about to be answered. 40 seconds left on the clock. Looks like a little bit more attention. That's an interesting off angle from somebody there. Finds that first kill, and maybe they get a little bit more on the roll. What is he doing?
I don't know.
What?
What's over there, buddy? Well, Alex says goodbye to somebody. Still another player to find on this B site. Not much time left for Vitality. They're going to have to get the bomb down. So it's all into ZywOo to hold this off. Looks like Shox should get it okay, but now a 2v4.
I don't count him out
ZywOo.
here.
No, I don't. Definitely not with an angle like this. The flash doesn't hit ZywOo, but he hits Summer. There'll be another one to line up for him. Put a scope in this guy's hands. He's going to do some damage, that's for sure. Perhaps not enough, though. It's on to Shox. Gives away his position with the kill on a Freeman. Time now of the essence favoring Vitality, actually, as another one goes their way. And it's Shox, an attacker, who has to take the peak, and Shox will win the fight. 14 is up, and TYLOO lost to 4v2. I'm appalled, I don't even know it.
I mean, a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah.
Look, to be honest, the second I see Shox and ZywOo up, there was just a feeling in the bones. The feeling is that both of these players have... right? I feel like both of these players have just been stepping up in a huge way for Vitality.
Yeah.
I mean, look across the board.
20 kills.
Right? 20 kills for both of those players individually, but at the same time, like, no one on Vitality are really slipping.
Yeah.
It's been very impressive so far in this first map.
Oh, Shox got a Mach 10. That could be dangerous as well. Fair bit of armor, though, for TYLOO. Head armor lacking for Bentet and Summer could come into effect. Bentet is on this B-bomb site. Shox, however, will not be lasting too much longer. Does get fully flashed and just gets wrecked. So Vitality have to play this one out 4v5 now. Bit less than ideal.
Very much so, less than ideal. Smoke will be deployed from Summer, who then backs away. Smoke can work as a bit of a deterrence. However, somebody, that wouldn't surprise me.
Bentet has a flash.
Honestly, this is not going to surprise me. He's going to absolutely bolster through here. However, they're close enough on the corner that I actually think the flash won't work. I believe it's the God Flash he's looking for. He manages to catch one off. Not the second, though. They are starting to rotate, but is it too little too late? Summer just threw the smoke. This is the kind of TYLOO that we have seen time and time again.
Summer just got the timing a little bit wrong. There needed to be half a second later. And unfortunately, was not able to do it. So Vitality get into the plant. 3v2 post plan, in fact. That's an interesting kill. ZywOo, you're back to win that every day of the week. But now that gives a bit of a chance here for TYLOO. Vitality, however, do have the utility to play with, and that's a fantastic grenade. A Molotov still in the hands of Apex is going to cut off anyone coming from CT side. All they have to do now is focus on Banana and Construction. And RPK has two of those locked off. Apex just has to focus on the one. That'll be too easy for Vitality. 15 is up.
Haven't really seen enough from TYLOO in the second half. The first half looked pretty good. The second half has crumbled quite hard. I feel like I kind of feel like they've done a 360 on the T side where we generally see them aggressive and, we see them going through smokes. They're now doing that on the CT half and going for the Hail Marys with the SMGs. I guess that is, again, the unpredictableness.
Unpredictable as well. Pro 90. Let's go, Shox.
Woo! Like, I love the fact that he's still got 1,300 in the bank. He could have fully bought utility, but...
Here we go. It's going to happen. He's going to walk around the corner and get one beat by Freeman. Oh! I knew it! I knew it! He didn't get one beat, but he did get wrecked. You get hyped for something and then just gets pulled away from you. It's unfortunate, isn't it?
Especially with the Pro 90, that's something we don't see a hell of a lot of in the pro play, per se.
Oh, mate. I wish we saw a bit more of it.
I don't.
Gone are the days of Australian CS where there was like legit Pro 90 users. Yam used to be one. Gaza. Although I don't know that Gaza was necessarily like serious business at the time that he was using it. But Yam definitely was. Yam would run down mid on CT side Inferno and just decimate people on T-stairs with it.
I feel like if you're going to use it on Inferno, that's the most. That's where you'll get the most use. At the moment, They are looking to come through that smoke. Bentet, will he expect them to be there so quickly? They're both going to peek around the
Oh,
corner. They're not going to
timing.
see anything. However, somebody will end up with at least one kill. He doesn't pick up a gun. Apex is there waiting.
2v2.
It is a 2v2, Jordan. It is possible.
Smoke's fading. Someone actually gets past the initial smoke, but ZywOo does get the bomb down
my
just
God.
in time. And Apex cleans up Summer. So now 1v2. Attacker's got no HP and just gets cleaned up by ZywOo. First map goes the way of Vitality, 16-7.
Yep.
And that was a little bit too easy, it feels like.
Too easy. Certainly was.